Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. This is Jennifer Sinceri, and I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. I normally go live on Friday evenings, but we just got back from a little trip, and I was just super tired, so I am here with you Saturday morning. I hope you don't mind. This is a great way to kick off our little weekend with some stamping. I haven't been in the stamping room for a while, so I'm here today with a fun fold card. I actually wanted to make a couple more cards to show you with different themes and papers and whatnot. It just didn't happen if I was going to be live the time that I told you. But what I will do is I'm going to play in my craft room later after this live presentation, make my other cards that I have swimming in my head, and then I will post those for you for added inspiration. Today I'm going to play with the Leaves of Holly stamp bundle. It comes with dies. You can find the bundle on page 25 in the Holiday Mini Catalog. It does come, it's part of the bundle of a beautiful suite called Boughs of Holly, but I'm not actually using the coordinating paper. I'm going to use a different paper. It's actually a returning favorite in the catalog. So that paper that I'm using is called Painted Christmas. All right, and I don't know the page number. It's in here, or we can find it in the back. Painted Christmas is on page 29. All right, and I've also pulled another sentiment stamp set because when I stamp on the inside of my cards, I like to have something that is a little more wordy. And so I saw this really great stamp set. If you are beginning in stamping and you don't have a lot of sentiment stamp sets, this is a great one because it's not just Christmas. You have some Christmas, you have happy birthday with comfort and love. You could use that for a sympathy card or a get well card, thinking of you. This is a great stamp set. You can also buy it as a bundle because it comes with a fun punch for different corners. So this is a really fun bundle / sentiment stamp set, and that can be found on page 68. It's called the Very Best Occasions stamp set. All right, let's get started. This stamp set is a 2-step stamp set. All right. Hi, Maureen. Happy Saturday morning to you, my friend. So I was trying to think about holly leaves. My grandmother loved to garden. That's where I get my green thumb from. And she would always have holiday plants. I mean, she would have plants year round. And so I was trying to think, okay, what color green would holly leaves be? And I felt like the garden green was probably what I remember. But you could pick any green you wanted. If you wanted to go with shaded spruce, you could. If you want to go with evening evergreen, you could. I was going for what I remember from my childhood. You know, sometimes because grandma was from the 40s and 50s, they would have the faux plastic artificial plants. And I remember those really hard holly leaves on different arrangements, and they were more this color. So what I'm doing is I'm just inking up, but I'm going to stamp off because, like I said, this is a 2-step stamp. So I'm just going to stamp off on my placemat here, okay? And I'm just using a scrap of paper because I want to show you how to stamp these. All right, so nice even pressure. All right, and don't worry. It looks like I didn't get the very middle of my stamp set. Don't worry, with these double stamps, 2-step stamps, I should say, oftentimes that covers up. Now we're going to ink up nice, and I'm just tapping. We don't want to grind our stamps in because then you get lots of ink in places you don't want it. And that gets on your cards. And I'm noticing I even have some. So let me grab Let me just wipe that off because I don't want to get that on my fingers or on my card. All right. And so the nice thing about photopolymer is they're clear. Just take your time. Line it up where you want it. Nice even pressure. And there you go. Look at that. Isn't that just lovely? I think this is such a beautiful stamp set. Okay, so I stamped off on the first one, and then I used full strength ink on the second one, and it gives that variegated look. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you don't stamp off, because you're probably wondering. Okay, so let's go full strength this time. All right, and then full strength with the second one, and we'll see what that looks like. And you can tell me which one you like better. All right, I got to stand up so I can see, and I don't want to get my head in the view here. Yes, Maureen, this was my first time playing because I didn't order this on my pre-order. I was thinking, I was trying to be choosy of what I was going to get, and then I just fell in love with it, and when I wanted to order it, it wasn't there. So I was super lucky when it went, super excited, I should say, when it was back in stock. Okay, that's full strength. So it's just a little bit darker. You can decide which one you like better, if you like the stamped off version or if you like the full strength. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. So that, I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Okay? All right. Let's get to assembling our card. Oh, and I was in such a hurry to come on live, I was going to write down the dimensions. So I guess I will measure for you as I go, okay? Let me get my paper trimmer so I can tell you. All right, so I'm starting with a real red card base. All right, and so it is 8.5 by 5.5. Okay, so pretty standard, but the score lines are different on this card. Okay, you're going to score at 2.5. All right, 2.5 for the first score line. And then you're going to move your paper down and you're going to score it at 6.5. So we have 2 score lines. And the first flap is going to go a little bit over the second flap. Now, I don't know what kind of fold we're going to call this. I've seen some people call it an envelope card. I don't know why, except that the front of it kind of looks like an envelope. Okay. So if you know another name for this, let me know in the comments. I think we'll call it an envelope just because it kind of looks like the front of an envelope. Okay. All right. Now our insert, we're going to put a little piece of white inside, and that's just your 5.25 by 4. Cats are running around me. All right, then we're going to pick some basic white, and we're going to need 2 pieces. All right, so we're going to have 2.25 by 5.25. So that's 1. And then this one is 1.75 by 5.25. Okay. Then we're going to go with our DSP. And I told you this was from the Painted Christmas. We had it last year, and it's a returning favorite. So if you fell in love with it last Christmas and you want more, you're lucky. You can. So, excuse me, this is 2 by 5. Okay, 2 by 5. And then the second piece is 1.5 by 5. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to layer these guys. That's easy, easy peasy. How is the weather where you guys are? We are in the 90s right now in Sacramento Valley. When we were in the Shasta area, it was triple digits. It was so hot. I was like, we left air conditioning and cooler weather for wimpy air conditioning and hotter weather. Luckily, excuse me, luckily there was a pool. So the kids did a lot of swimming. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Shelly. I'm reading comments. I am tired, you guys, so bear with me. Just got back from that little weekend getaway, and I guess I'm still recuperating from being sick. My gut is still healing. That's going to be something that I'm dealing with for quite some time. But my energy level, I have energy. I just find that I get tired easily. So just takes a little more out of me. And I'm having to learn to not push my body too much. So last night when I could barely keep my eyes open, I decided, you know what? You guys will be understanding and I'm going to rest. And so that's why we're doing my live this morning. Okay, that looks beautiful right there, doesn't it? I love the layers. I feel like adding layers is such a great element to your card making. I feel like it bumps it up a level, makes it look more professional. Okay, now what I've done is, this is real red, but as you notice, there are varying shades of red in this designer series paper. So I took a cherry cobbler, and these are the scalloped circles, or layering circles, I should say, in our catalog. I have a feeling these are probably going to not come back next annual catalog. So if you don't have these basic shapes, you might want to get them. They introduced a new die set that has circles in it, but not lots of sizes. So if you want to get these, you'll want to do it before the annual catalog retires. I'm thinking, I could be wrong, but that's what my gut tells me. So I went with a cherry cobbler just to bring out some of the darker red in this designer series paper. Okay. And I have a white circle that we're going to add, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment that's going on the front. We're going to pull our tuxedo black, and we're just going to say Christmas wishes. This came from Leaves of Holly. Okay. Now, when I do this, I'm going to stamp it to the right because I'm going to build something here on the left side with my leaves. Okay. And we want to have room for our sentiment. The other thing that you could do is you could stamp this on paper and add it to it. But I'm just going to stamp. Okay. There we go. And let's adhere this to our layer. You have rain? Maureen, you have rain in Arizona? You guys are so lucky. We need rain so bad here in California. We had one day with a little bit of drizzle, and I was like, it lasted for maybe 30 seconds, a minute. I was so sad. Okay, I pre-stamped and already cut out 3 leaves and the holly berries. Okay, I don't know that I'm going to use all 3. We'll see. I like to be prepared. But we want to adhere this. Now, we want our card to open. So when we adhere this, we're only going to put it on this flap. We don't want any stickiness on the bottom of our shape, because then this is closed and I can't open my card. Okay, so I'm eyeballing. I don't want to go past wishes on the back side. Okay, so I'm going to put glue on this part. And I'm kind of just putting my finger there to kind of eyeball. Don't go past that. And I'm going to do it this way so we don't accidentally get it where we don't want it. Oh, and I need to move it over because we need room for those holly leaves. So let's go like this. Okay. So we're good to go. No stickiness. And if you had by accident, you could use one of those little gummy erasers that you can get at the Dollar Tree, and that would help get up your some of your adhesive. You could also, I think that would be the best bet. Okay, here we go. Let's see about these. And we're going to pop some of these up with dimensionals. I don't know that I like the two big ones. I think we're going to go with large and small. Or let's go like something like, if we went down here, I'm talking to myself out loud. These are quite large. I don't know that I like that. That is way too big. You get an idea in your head, and I was in a hurry, so I should have done it before I went live. We don't want it to go off the card because it won't fit in our envelope. Always be careful with that. Well, I might want to stamp another small leaf and cut it out. What do you guys think? Do you think I can make it work? If I could also cut it. We could do that, and that would probably work. I'm going to do a little card surgery. Oh, looks like my goods. Oh, there's my scissors. All right, I'm going to cut off part of this. Gasp! Ah! There we go. Now it works. Yep. Okay, I'm going to cut this. So, let's like that. Yep, that'll do it. And then my dimensionals. Alrighty. You guys are quiet this morning. What are your weekend plans? I am going to play with some new stamp sets that I got. I'm super excited. All right, now I'm pulling in, I thought about these gold holly leaves. These are a returning fave also. Let's see if we can add a little bit of gold to this and step up the elegance of it. Because I want to use my favorite ribbon right now, which is gold. There's a couple different sizes in here. I think you get like 24, and they're super, super fun to play with. That's pretty. I like that. And let me make a bow I still have to put that down, but I'm playing here. This is the satin edged ribbon. It's gold. It's gorgeous. It's very light, easy to work with. It's sheer. So it's a lighter ribbon. There's another gold ribbon that we have that's not sheer and just makes a different statement. I can tell these are not my ribbon scissors. Somebody's been moving mom's stuff. All right. I like that. Okay, let's put our berries on with a dimensional. We don't want to get too carried away with dimension, but I think that will be nice. And then I'm going to use a little liquid glue for these guys. Okay. There is a front and a back. The front has veins. So just make sure you're paying attention to where you're putting your glue. Okay, and then, oh, I need a glue dot. I think my glue dots are still packed. All right, well, how about, I'm just going to, that's not going to work. Let's use a little tear and tape, that'll work. Because I don't want to make you wait. Oh, it's on my finger. I'm like, why is it not sticking? Okay. And then if you wanted to add a little more, you could add some Wink of Stella onto your leaves. You could do that. Give it a little more sparkle. You could scatter some red rhinestones around if you wanted to. There's lots that you could do. I think it's beautiful the way it is. Oh, see, I did make a boo-boo. I put a dimensional. It's a little too low. You need to cut just a tiny little bit because it caught. So let me do that. All right. Now, let's do the inside of our card. Okay? So I like to stamp on the inside of my cards. I don't like naked envelopes or naked cards. So I'm going to do a holly leaf in the corner. If you're nervous that you're going to mess it up, there's two sides of your paper. If that still scares you, you can always stamp one, cut it out, and adhere it as well. You could do that. Totally up to you. I'm going to do the smaller one. And I'm going to stamp it off. Okay. I want the little point there. If you haven't already shared my video, would you please share that? You can sprinkle the love and let other people find me that would be wonderful. I would so appreciate you helping my business. My new host code is at the top here, and your orders help me to stay active as a demonstrator, and I appreciate that. All right. I think we need a little bit of the berry, so let me pull those back out. The berries are also two-step. And we're not going to get all the berries in, but I want them to just show a little bit here. We still want room to write. Oops, I got a little off. All right, now we're going to stamp our sentiment. So I'm going to pull my Tuxedo Black ink again. And remember, I told you that I was pulling a sentiment from the Very Best Occasions set, which is a great set for those of you that maybe don't have lots of sentiments, because it has all occasions. It's not just a Christmas set. All right. I'm going to go a little high because I like to write something personal in my cards and sign it. All right. May your days be happy, your heart be light, your Christmas merry, and the new year bright. I thought that was sweet. All right, and that's going to go on the inside. That's our card. Isn't that cute? And then I'm going to dress up my envelope as well. So let's grab, I'm going to go with the smaller leaf, just so we have enough space. You could use designer series paper, or you could stamp. Goodness, making a mess this morning. Be careful, we don't want to get ink where we don't want it. Oh, I went full strength with that and I didn't press hard enough. There we go, it hid. That's what I like about the two-step stamps, is it hides your boo-boos. It hides those boo-boos. And you know what? Even us demonstrators, we make mistakes all the time. So that's why stamping can be for anyone. I see gorgeous, gorgeous card designs and I think, oh my gosh, I would never have thought of doing something like that. I'm just going to come here over. Just so much talent out there. But it doesn't mean that you can't do it either. Stamping, there are so many different levels, and really it can be for anybody. I want to get here, so we're going to fold that. All right. kind of going in a hurry. And I'm making boo-boos. I need to slow down. How did I do that one? There. And I see a little bit of, I got a little red where I don't want it, so I'm going to pull my emery board and I'm going to sand that off. That's my little trick. Right there. Although my address label will probably hide it. Let me get my other one, it's smoother. Smooth that out. Okay. Hopefully, I got crazy with my berries right there. Hopefully that is a fun fold you haven't tried yet, and you might want to give it a try. We're calling it the envelope card because it kind of looks like an envelope from the front. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I hope you like the card. I want to try and do this same card using the Hello Harvest stamp set and putting a pumpkin on the front. So I'm going to try that, and then I'll post a picture on my Facebook page, okay? Thank you so much for joining me, everyone, and I hope that you have a happy Saturday and Sunday, that you get some rest and relaxation in and get to do something fun. Hopefully it's not too hot where you are, or if it is, at least you can be inside where it's cooler. If you haven't given me a like or a heart on the video, I would really appreciate that. And again, if you haven't sprinkled the video, would you please do that? I would so appreciate that. Thanks for joining me, everyone. And you can also follow me on YouTube. All right, so I do have a YouTube channel, and I'm also on Instagram. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.